Joining us now for more, John James, Republican Senate candidate in Michigan, Army veteran. Nice to see you, sir. Appreciate it. We'll get to the big blue in a couple of minutes. First things first, though. Is this the right pick for the VA as a veteran and as somebody who conceivably wants to be able to vote on a confirmation hearing for somebody like this? Would this have been your pick?
I believe this is a strong pick. By selecting a veteran to tackle the toughest issues of our time, in my opinion, Veterans Affairs, I believe it's a step in the right direction. We've hired experts and sent them into this field, and the Veterans Affairs Administration has continued to fail for decades. We need to send somebody who will make no excuses, and I believe Admiral Jackson is just one to do it.
Why though? I mean, you're a businessman. Conceivably, if you were going to hire a guy to come run part of your trucking operation, I don't think you'd hire just somebody who had been a truck driver, who'd never run a trucking fleet, who never had any experience running a major hospital or running a bureaucracy. What about Admiral Jackson's background tells you that he's ready to go from being an admiral who took care of the president and some other folks to being ready to run the second largest bureaucracy in the U.S. government?
Leadership is a very special thing, and one of the first lessons of leadership you learn is no excuses, mission first and people always. Those are some things that I believe Admiral Jackson has that I believe has been missing.
What about his background makes you believe he has that?
Well, if you've been trusted, the American people have entrusted him with the ability to take care of both these presidents. And what we need most at the VA is a change in culture and having people being accountable to the American people and to our veterans. We have a sacred duty and a sacred trust to our veterans and being able to ask the right questions. You know, sometimes we need fresh eyes to look at these problems. That's exactly what I'm going to do when I get to the Senate. Debbie Stabenow has been an elected official for 43 years and has been in the United States and been in Washington for 20. And because I bring a fresh set of eyes, passion for service, I think that we'll be able to get some solution. I think that Admiral Jackson is the same way.
I appreciate the pivot. I was wondering when it was going to happen. It was nicely done to the race there in Michigan. This brings up, though, an important point of if you were in the Senate and you had Admiral Jackson there, you say you're an outsider, you're running as an outsider, as a businessman, as a veteran, what would you drill down with him in a confirmation hearings that you'd want answers to before you'd be able to vote on his confirmation?
I want to know how he thinks, because what has been happening is not working. And if you continue to bang your head up against the wall the way we have been, then our veterans will continue to be underserved. And there's no excuse to underserve our veterans. And so by going the same path, having these so-called experts come in has not been serving veterans. I would ask them questions along the lines of, how do you manage your small team? How do you crack that layer so that you can affect positive change on the lower levels? Somebody like him would ask the right questions, understanding that he may not have been the first choice of everyone, but this country was built by farmers and businessmen and philosophers and generals who engineered our Constitution. And they built this great country. And I believe that having somebody who's able to take fresh eyes at this and take a look at Veterans Affairs Administration, I think that having a new perspective and shaking things up is exactly what we should be doing.
All right. Interesting perspective. And I can see you as you make the parallels between your candidacy and his nomination. Something that I think will be less controversial in Michigan, however, is your feelings on the game tonight. Michigan heading to the Final Four. Nobody expected it. What's going on? What are they putting in the water there at the Big Blue?
Well, I'll tell you what, John Beilein's been extremely successful. He's running a great program, and he's getting the most out of his kids. I applaud all the competitors on the floor, but I'll be rooting for Big Blue tonight. Go Blue.
The nice thing is that unlike if this was a Michigan State game, you don't worry alienating anybody by that answer. It was good to see you, sir. We appreciate it.